Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Sorry for the inconsistent upload schedule. I have to do a presentation this Wednesday for one of my classes. Like, we'll be doing that instead of a final. And I've just been cramming that, trying to get it done. As you can see, I got the new Deadpool skin. Well, it's not new, it's the one that came out last season. I wanted to get it last season, but I figured I'd wait for this next one, because, like, he's such a cool character, and like you can make just about like any costume for him. And I was like, I'll wait for the next season and see what they come up with. There's no way they can come up with a bad Deadpool skin. Oh. Oh no. Anyway, so I just went ahead and shielded and got this one. Pirates are cool, I like them. But today we'll be responding to this comment. And I'm sorry to hear that you're also raised in a cult. That does sound brutal, but hopefully one day you will learn to believe in a team that doesn't always lose. But to answer your other question, it is a little complicated, so I will do my best to break it down for you. Before we hop into the game, I'll try to get some more background context to this, just because there's no way I can explain this and play at the same time. So just let me get some background information out, and then we will dive right in. So the first thing we need to talk about are electrons and fundamental particles. So we are often taught that electrons are like little spheres that will orbit around the nucleus of the atom. That is not really accurate. Don't disregard that completely. We will kind of come back to it as an analogy later, but that's not an accurate representation of how they actually function in real life. But what electrons are essentially is just energy. Electrons are a field of energy that exists throughout space in certain regions. We call these quantum fields. I say we. Scientists call them quantum fields. And it would be the electron quantum field to be exact. And those fields can get excited, and that's what we measure as an electron. So, question for y'all: is this true for protons as well? Is there like a proton quantum field? The answer to that one is no, and this is because protons are not fundamental particles because they have mass. Technically, electrons do also have mass, but it's so small that people often don't really even count it. Protons are made up of fundamental particles called quarks. 3 quarks to be exact: the up quark, the down quark, and a neutral quark. And each one has its own field that permeates through space. When these 3 quarks come together, they form a proton. The easiest way to think about this, I will also put an image up on the screen to help clarify it, is that the proton is like a planet. Just the proton, not the electrons. Planets, they sit in space. Hopefully that is not like a new concept for you, but they just sit there existing in space. This is what protons do, except the space that they sit in is the electron quantum field. So simply put, the protons are like planets and electrons are the space they occupy. This photo shows this well, with these peaks being the electron quantum field being excited. Now what excites protons, I couldn't tell you. I am not a quantum physicist. For all I know, they just magically manifest in space. Now, we're almost done and we'll hop into a game, but this is going to be the hard part. There was a lesser known scientist around the time of Einstein named Paul Dirac, and he used Einstein's like E equals mc squared equation. I'm sure we're all kind of familiar with that one, even if we don't exactly know what it means. But he used that equation and found that there is actually 2 correct answers when we were looking at, like, if we're using this equation for like electrons. And what those 2 equations are is you get the E equals mc squared, and then you get negative E equals mc squared. So this was the first proof that dark energy existed. We now know that the dark energy is a anti-electron called a positron. It's exactly the same except opposite. I know that is kind of weird, but think of it like magnets, I guess. The south end and the north end are the same but behave a little bit differently. They're the same but opposite. And I think that's kind of all the background information we need. We can go ahead and hop into a game here. But so light is another type of fundamental particle, specifically the photons that make up the light. The one weird thing with photons though is that there is no, oh yeah, I didn't mention it earlier, but every fundamental particle has an opposite particle. You get a positive and a negative solution for everything. Like back in the day with like normal physics, they would just ignore the negative solutions because it's like you can't have negatives in real life, obviously. But now we know that's not true, and you can have negatives in real life. But there are some that don't have a negative, like particle. Man, I really lost my train of thought there. But and the photon is like one of them. There's only positive photons, I guess. Or maybe they would be neutral. I'm not entirely sure how that works. Ooh, Spider-Man. But when an electron... Oh, Lord, what the... Oh, let me keep my team... Oh, okay. Anyway, when an electron and positron, like, they come into contact with each other, they annihilate. But where does that energy go, you might be wondering, because if you remember from school in the second law of thermodynamics, energy cannot be destroyed or created. I guess created or destroyed is the way people typically say that. And where that goes is like the energy transfers up into the electron, sorry, not the electron, the photon sphere, or the photon quantum field. And this releases energy, and we detect that energy as radiation. And that the opposite is actually possible too. If you take two photons and like smash them together, you'll end up creating two opposite charge. You'll end up creating an electron and a positron, essentially. And that's kind of like what happened with the Big Bang. Here, let me lock in here for a second. Where's the Spider-Man go? Oh, nope, it's too late. My team died. Anyway. Yeah, explaining science and playing video games is kind of hard, believe it or not. But we'll make it work, don't worry. Only my team has to suffer a little bit. Okay, well, they're already dead. Let's see here. Spider-Man thinks he's super good or something. Whoa, fuck. Of course, as soon as I wasn't looking. Anyway, where was I? Here we go. If I can get there in time. Fuck. Stay alive, team. Okay, stay alive. Oops, switch back to the gun. No! Stupid Bucky. Oh yeah, if you guys don't know this by now, but Bucky is my least favorite character in this game. People who play Bucky have such crazy egos, it's ridiculous. They think he's so hard to play. Literally the easiest character to play in this game, but that's besides the point. I'm getting distracted here. Anyway, at the time of the Big Bang, there were like billions of these electrons and positrons, and they collided with each other, releasing energy. And like basically an equal amount of all of them spawned in, and they all kind of collapsed into each other and annihilated. With the exception of 1 in a billion. I'm not entirely sure if that... I can't remember if there were... Sorry. I guess I don't know is if... because like the video I watched, they said 1 in a billion particles. I don't know how many there was to begin with, so I don't know if that means multiple particles ended up escaping or if it was just the one. But I would assume it would be multiple, just like a very few amount. Anyway, one of these particles ended up escaping without getting annihilated, and that created all the matter we see around us today. But all the other electrons and positrons, they ended up colliding with each other and releasing their energy in the form of their radiation, and that radiation spread out through space. And as it spread out through space, it created essentially what we detect as the cosmic background radiation. But yeah, and if you're wondering how did that one particle escape and we have like all this matter around us now, well, the only answer I can give you for that is you're gonna have to become a quantum physicist, because we don't know. That's like one of the greatest, like, biggest questions in science right now, is like, how did that happen or why? So, but yep, that's where cosmic background radiation comes from. It's all those it's all the energy and then like dark energy colliding with each other, which release the radiation, and that permeates throughout the galaxy, slowly dispersing and filling it completely. I hope that answers your question. But now we can actually focus on the game here a little bit. Alright, let's see here. We got dive. Yeah, because we got a really dive heavy team. So we need to... swords. Alright, get the venom back up. This white fox needs to stop going in by herself and just dying immediately. Dang it. Did I say white fox? Is that her name? I can't remember. Let's see here. Don't die, cat. Fuck. Stupid Bucky. Like, there's, like, what was I supposed to do against that? Like, my bad for existing. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna end up going on a Bucky rant here at the end of this video. Where are you, Spider-Man? I'm not scared of you. I'm just blind though. He does have that advantage over me. Loser. Oh, did you get shot? Poor Spider-Man. Oh, there goes Cap. This. Oh, he couldn't hit his ability. Oh no, the poor Bucky. That's how you do it. It's crazy what happens when I actually start playing instead of just rambling about nonsense. I might have to start trying more often. Alright, let's go ahead and get this win real quick. I've got to go and study some more. Gross, I know. Let's see here. Get the black cat. Yep, don't. Oh! Uh oh. I don't have my abilities. Crap. I messed that up. I tried to hit the black cat as she like dived at me, but we went past each other. Still got, yeah. Ooh. I feel like this Moon Knight's just gonna get spawned, not spawned, but like targeted a whole bunch. Go in. Sorry, I shouldn't have used my ult right there. I panicked. I was getting low in health. Oh, what happened, Bucky? What happened? You not have any of your abilities? Oh no. Ooh, that's fun. Oh, nice. Oh wait, I didn't need that picture. Oh well. Fuck. Well, at least what's his face killed me, so he didn't. Man. No, like now he's just gonna kill the whole team. Yeah. And he gets shields just for pushing buttons. He doesn't even have to like land the abilities or anything. He just has to push the button. Yeah, I'm a joke character. I have more respect for Punisher mains than I do for Bucky mains. Because, you know, at least with Punisher, you have to be really mindful of your positioning. Bucky, you can just kind of do whatever you want, wherever you want, whenever you want, and you can't get punished for it. Fuck. Okay, I need to start going in with my Venom because they're just targeting me whenever he leaves. Uh-oh. Nice. Alright, now we just have to hold it. Pay attention to my Venom. There he is. Where'd that black cat go? I guess that worked out. Where is she? Easy peasy. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Oh, once again, thank you for all the comments and support. And even if you didn't leave a comment, your view alone does mean a lot to me, so I appreciate it, guys. Well, like and oh yeah, please leave more comments down below. And I'll try my best to start making more of these videos. 'Cause like I said, I do really enjoy these. It's just I don't really have the time for it right now. Hopefully over the summer I'll be a bit more consistent. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a good one. Like and subscribe and all that.